Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am PJ. That is my Rhodesian Ridgeback. Hey, the world looks sketch. It looks sketchy. I think there is a good chance that in the next 30 days, maybe, and people who claim to be smarter than me are saying definitely within the next 90, there's going to be some kind of war between Russia and Ukraine. My personal belief is to the extent that NATO gets involved at all, because Ukraine is not a NATO country, to the extent that NATO gets involved at all is the extent to which it will expand. And I've talked a lot about what I think it's going to happen and how it's going to happen on Patreon, shameless plug, but I have. Iran, Israel, getting ready to kick off. Israel will not let Iran get nukes. Doesn't matter what you think about it, they're not going to let them get nukes. So that's getting ready to kick off. Is China, Taiwan going to kick off? China, South China Sea? And then what about China, India? What about India, Pakistan? North Korea, South Korea seems quiet right now, so we'll see. But it's sketchy, right? I've been telling the people on Patreon to get a copy. I think you can even download it for free of Crescent Kearney's Nuclear War Survival Skills. Get it and read it. Yes, we would all love to have a deep underground bunker, concrete 80 feet down, but who can afford that? None of us. But you can still live if something happens, and you don't need anything except a couple shovels. Go ahead and get Crescent Kearney's Nuclear War Survival Skills, please, and read it. And then buy just a couple little things. You don't need to throw a lot of money at it. You probably already have shovels. So there's that. A lot of people are feeling the pull. They're feeling, it's that, what is it? Doesn't Cliff High do this thing with web bots? And isn't there this concept of hive mind kind of thing? It's like the force, there's a disturbance in the force or something. A lot of people feel something coming. And add on to that, a lot of people feel led by the Holy Spirit to come out of her, my people, come out of those, Babylonian strongholds. Don't partake of her sins so you don't receive of her plagues. A lot of y'all are getting that feeling. Many already have and have made the move. There are several ways to come out of her, my people. There are several ways to leave the built-up areas, and that's what I'm talking about. The built-up areas. Y'all need to get rural. You need to get rural. You need to get rural so that you avoid bad people. You need to get rural so that you can grow your own food, because these are both going to become problems. You need to get rural to avoid the possibility of, boom, nuclear strike or fallout, stuff like that. Many people are feeling the call to come to the Ozarks. Believe me, I know, because land prices have just skyrocketed in the last couple years. So it's good for the people selling land. It's not too late, though. It is not too late. Are you going to pay more than you would have 5 years ago? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But if you're dead, what's your money worth? If the economy collapses, what's your money worth? If World War III happens, what's your money really worth? Life, peace of mind, rural areas. Like I said, many of Yah's people, many of God's people have felt the pull, and maybe you are one of them that is feeling the pull to the Ozarks. And I know this because I talk to people. I talk to people all the time. I make myself step outside of my comfort zone when I'm around strangers, and I strike up conversation. And if they don't talk like they're from Arkansas, I ask them where they're from. And they tell me. And then I ask them, I get around to, well, what brought you out here? Now, you would think the average person in America anyway, say, well, my job, or, you know, whatever, we got family here, something like that. Man, the vast majority of people say words to the effect of God told me to come here, the Holy Spirit told me to come here, you know, things like that. You can do it on your own. You can do the search and try and find a piece of land and hope it's okay, and hope that your neighbors, you know, 5 miles out are okay, and that kind of thing. Another way to do it is to check out Arkhaven.org. Started by 2 friends and brothers of mine. Ken Updegrove had the vision for it years ago, and I read about it, and I contacted him, and I actually had a sit down with him a couple times, and I told him, man, this is a good idea. He goes, yeah, well, it's from the Father. And then he's teamed up with another brother who's actually, you know, the chief operating officer, if you will, making it happen. And man, they are going gangbusters. I don't know the numbers. I don't. But I know this. It's thousands of acres in the Ozarks. I've been there a few times now. I've been there when there was hardly anybody there, and I was there just about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know. I'm guessing there's probably 30 or 40 families living there now, maybe more. I know that there are 15 houses being built right now, and there are 70. There are 30 houses that are ready to go. They're just waiting on contractor construction guys to do it, because this is an area of the Ozarks that is not very populated. So it's not like you have, you know, 50 construction crews in the area that are available. The idea behind Arkhaven is an intentional neighborhood, if you will, of followers of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. There's a couple flavors of people in there, but believers. It's a neighborhood of believers, and they are selling lots 5 to whatever acres, you know, as many as you want, 150 acres or whatever. They're on thousands and thousands of acres, contiguous, and so they're selling lots to people that want to live around other believers, that want their neighbor over there and over there and over there to be other believers. Now, when these people buy their property, it's their property. There's no covenants or, you know, HOAs or anything like that. This is all being done on a handshake and you know, you're a believer and we're believers, and we'd like to sell you this piece of property. In these thousands of acres, there are areas set aside, they're not going to sell them, that are used for hunting. There's other areas for recreation. There's creeks and all kinds of things. Rivers. I don't know if it's a river. Around here, it would be called a river. It's flowing, and it's wide. They have areas set aside for hunting. They have areas set aside for pasture, for grazing. They already have huge chicken flocks. There's a lot of goats. There's some cattle. And they're asking people that come out, that buy property, to be at least partially agricultural, meaning, hey, we'll help you, but you need to grow gardens, you need to raise critters, you need to do this, that, and the other thing, you need to help with this. They have a lovely community center already built that everyone has access to. They have worship there a couple times a week. There's a lot of naysayers on YouTube. And if you say something nasty, I just ban you or block you. I don't care. It's easier for me to do that than you to create another YouTube channel. But there's a lot of believers out there. And if in your heart you're feeling led to check this out, I encourage you to do so and quit messing around. Arkhaven.org. Go there. Call. Talk to people. They're busy right now. They're busy. They don't have like an office, you know, with a bank of telephone operators. If you call, you're going to get probably one of the 2 head guys on the phone. It's time. It's past time. If you're a believer in Jesus Christ and you are feeling the call, the push, the pull to come to the Ozarks and live around other like-minded believers, Arkhaven.org, that's your start point. Give them a call. Go check them out. Go check them out yourself. Drive around. Talk to the brethren. Sense their spirit. Talk to the others that are there building their homes. They've already set up, they started with one, now I think they have 3 trailer courts, for lack of a better term. It's in Arkhaven, and it's places where the people who have bought land and are building their houses, where are you going to live while you're doing that? Because a lot of people are selling what they have to come here and make the move. And so where are you going to live while your house is being built? You park your camper trailer in this court, and it has electrical and water hookups and all that stuff, and you're with your future neighbors. And so they do things together. I'll just leave it at that. They do things together besides just worship. There are elderly people. There are babies. The whole span of people. There's internet available in some places. There's other places, other land that they've set aside, huge chunks of land, that this is only for off-grid people. We're preserving this area for those people who want to live off-grid, and there's already people living there. It's like, yeah, we want to produce our own electricity if we have it at all. We want to, drill wells for our water or catch rainwater or whatever, but we don't want utilities coming in. But there's other areas where all the utilities are coming in. If you are a construction worker, especially if you're a construction worker and a follower of Jesus Christ, there is work there. There is work there. If you have any questions at all about Arkhaven, don't ask me. Don't ask me, because like I said, I've been there a few times, but I don't run it. Arkhaven.org. Go there. Call them. Email them. Whatever they say to do, check them out. They'll answer your questions. It's not going to answer it in an hour. I guarantee it, because they're swamped right now, because people are feeling the pull and they are taking action. Like I said, many already have. The unfortunate thing in my experience with Americans is we wait until it's too late. Don't be that person. Again, if you are feeling the pull, and if you are a follower of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, Arkhaven.org, give them a call. I may see you out there.